Do you see any kind of relation to Solo that is going to be integrated in this universe?
I mean,
because Solo's 24 right now in this. I want to say he's 24 or no, bullcrap. Because this Rogue One and all this is how many years before Rogue One?
Well, I mean, this is right before the first original trilogy film. So I mean, they would be. I mean, he's young. I mean,
Han Solo's 34 in A New Hope.
Yeah, he would be in his 20s somewhere. I mean, so they could talk about Red Dawn and all that stuff,
and he
or Crimson Dawn.
Sorry. About Red Dawn. Wolverine.
That's probably why I had to call it Crimson Dawn. They were like, we call it Red Dawn. No, that's already taken. But the Crimson, it's like they could touch on that, but Han Solo's too much of an independent character to be part of the rebellion. So I don't think they're going to cross paths with that. I think if we cross paths with Crimson Dawn, it'll be more of the Mandalorian or Ahsoka. I don't think this is...
I can see
because
that.
They're really... I think the Crimson Dawn is still more Jedi Sith. This is really trying to be rebellion only. These are your real people who know of the Jedi and things out there in existence, but they're fairy tales for these particular people. Kind of like how the Mandalorian was dealing with it when they were like, oh, we hear about you guys, but we don't really think you exist. That's how it is for them right here with Andor. And it was like, we are just people trying to get from under the thumb of the Empire. That's literally all that's going on with this. And there's like not much really talk of the Force and Jedi and stuff like that. They really don't look that far out. I mean, it's you can feel it in the background, but you know it's not really there.
So basically, the forming of the rebellion is it's isolated with that concept. It's so that way it doesn't kind of give any kind of distraction where you're having
and exactly, and it doesn't make you sit there and expect something else like oh yeah, they talked about that. This person's probably gonna come in. No, you're just really sitting there and like, dude, how are they not going to get busted and crushed? How are they going to be able to get this done? How are they going to be able to, like I said, I worry about Mon Mothma, and I know what movie she's actually alive till. So,
right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to get caught. And it was like, in her family and all of this stuff and all the Bothans.
And what about Andor? Like, well, you already know.
I know when he dies too. And sometimes we're like, with like some of the things that he's going through.
But the way you're saying it is like, well, I don't care anyway. He's gonna die anyway. So what are you doing? That's messed up.
I kind of know that he's not gonna die, but you know, I like I said, the ancillary characters behind it was like those become more exciting because I don't know what's gonna happen to them. I don't know who this particular person becomes, and they seem like they're putting these people in position in regards to like you're seeing them come up through the ranks of the Empire, where like they are people who are like, hey, I want to be recognized for the work that I do for the Empire. Recognize how well and good I am. Hey, this particular rebellious person cost me my position and my station. I feel like now I have to crush this because I want to get that prestige back. Hey, I am a person who now has to fund the rebellion. They need money. And it's like, or, hey, how did this is one spoiler for you. How did the Death Star get built out there in space? Remember I would make the joke with Clerks, and it was like they had to have all these people and the contractors and stuff like that. Yeah. They literally kind of hinted it to the show, and at the end of the series, you're like, oh shit, that's how the Death Star got built. So it makes sense, and it was like, okay, cool. I see all of the little inner workings we never really talk about with Star Wars.
Plot holes.
Yeah, exactly.
It fills all the plot holes.
They fill in a lot of the rebellion things because you're like, hey, everybody's under the Empire, and then the rebellion. I mean, we talk about like, hey, the rebellion uses old ships and stuff like that because that's all they could get to. But yeah, hey, they still have to be funded. This is a galaxy-wide thing, and it's like we got to communicate, we got to organize, we got to do all of that little. Like literal military shit. We got to do all of that stuff, and it kind of shows you how they go about it. And it's not like, hey, we're the good guys in this, and this is how we're going to do this rebellion. It's kind of like, hey, we got to do some dirty shit just to be able to get this stuff to work. If we don't do these things, and sometimes it may be like, hey, this guy has to die so that way our rebellion doesn't get found out.
Yeah, that's a small price
for a bigger picture. Yeah, and exactly, that's what makes it interesting.
So you were talking about how it is...
I should work for Disney.
Just don't be in part of Strange World. If you're talking about like, you know, how they're doing away with the Sith. They're not really talking about that Jedi and all that, right?
Right.
They know what's out there. It's in the universe. Got it. Okay. But Vader's still a very prominent figure in the Empire.
But he is so far removed from what's going on. I think if anything...
But this is where I think that this leaves the opening to where Hayden Christensen can... And the more than likely there's going to be a Vader series. Mm-hmm. If there is a Vader series, then that is where Hayden Christensen can start. And we'll see where he's at while all of this is going on. And then
I think it's the Vader series is basically the prequel to Obi-Wan. I mean, not the prequel. Excuse me, the sequel to
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Where do you have what is the Ben Mendelsohn's character? What was his name from Krennic? Krennic.
Yeah.
Where is Krennic in
He
this?
could show up in this because of where they ended the first season, and he could actually show up in here.
And the
because
Ursos too.
Yeah. Well,
the father anyway.
Yeah, he could show up in this. What's his name? Forrest Whitaker plays.
Sal. Yeah,
it's on my
Gara.
It's like right there.
Sal Gara, wasn't it?
Sal Gara.
Something like that.
Yeah, something. You Clone Wars fans, go ahead and correct me in the comments below. So, but yeah, that's like, so he's in it. He's in it. So all of the Rogue One people are there. So I mean, we haven't gotten further along to Krennic or anything like that, but it might.
Season 2, I could see that if you're talking about, has the Death Star built yet? In Andor.
At the end of season 1, it's like a part of its build.
Okay, so then Krennic is there because
so he's got to be there
directly involved for that. So if there's a season 2, which more likely there will be,
he's probably gonna pop up.
He should pop up.
So more along the lines of what, like, all of our villains at this point are all like your admirals.
Okay.
All your admirals are like,
and Tarkin should be part of that too.
It hasn't touched on them.
I don't know how they're gonna do that, but I hope they don't.
They're gonna probably do that again and just go ahead and CGI them again.
It didn't look good.
Tron didn't look good. Tron didn't look good at first either, and then they got to the MCU level of CGI, so they.
It's like Scrooge with Jim Carrey.
Exactly.
That's what that looked like.
So I mean, they could probably or think about like the CGI for Luke.
Well, but Mark Hamill was involved in that. He was. I mean, they deepfake.
I mean, they just have somebody stand in and just kind of just.
Have you seen Harrison Ford's
or Leia's one? And it's like Leia's probably was the best one of all.
Just get Millie Bobby Brown. They'd be over. just get Millie Bobby Brown. Stand in for Leia 19. You're good.
We could have just recast. We could have went ahead and got a whole bunch of people for this. But anyway.
No, did you see Harrison Ford's de-aging on Indy 5?
Oh yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, but I mean, when I saw him move, I'm like, that's not him. That dude's gonna break a hip trying to do that stuff. That's not him. And I was like, but, am I really dying to? Now that we're on another tangent. Am I dying to see Harrison Ford back as Indy? No. It's like, just recast him and make a dude. Just go ahead.
This is obviously his last go. Rule of 2, number 1, the Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about Indiana Jones.
Probably cut this out.
All right, take us home. Get us out of here.
All right. Yeah, I was like, so depending on which video you watch here, it'll either be me talking about like the future of Star Wars, or it'll be us talking about how much I love Andor and trying to convince him to actually watch it. So maybe there might be 2 separate Rule of 2 videos.
Or how much we kind of like are back and forth on The Last Jedi.
Yeah. That's right. We did like 3 different videos, all in like an hour conversation. You haven't seen a lot of Rule of 2 coming up. Make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that we are aware of all 3 of these videos most likely coming out soon over the next 5 months.
Oh, man. For Aspen, Art, and Carla, the Geek Father back here, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And may the Force be with you.
Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch the show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.